Welcome to the Comeback Kid Show, episode number 3. I'm your host, Coach Fusco. Our show was made possible by Money Magnet Inspirational Clothing. Money Magnet sets the new gold standard for discipline and beliefs. Express those disciplines and beliefs in your feelings on our apparel. Our messages are game changers. You just never know who you will assist one day just by wearing one of our messages on our shirts. Please do support our efforts to get the positive message to the world by purchasing one or two of our great products. The website is listed below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and respond to the podcast in the comments below. We're tired of the negativity and want the world to be a better place. Today's topic is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be, what does God mean to you? Does God even exist to you in your own reality? And we're going to have a few questions. I'm not going to really discuss anything here, but I wouldn't mind having you respond back. I read a really great book, I read it more than once. I've read it about 3 times. It's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Now, this is a secret to freedom and success. This thing was never published before. It's been hidden since 1938. It was to be revealed to the modern reader, and you'd be surprised what's in here today and how it affects our current reality. I was blown away. In fact, when I read it last time was maybe about a month ago, and prior to that, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. It's more relevant now than it was even when I read it 3 or 4 years ago. It just came out after 2008, right after the Great Recession. We had the banking crisis back at that time. It was published then, and the parallels are phenomenal. It's even more now since after COVID as to what's in this book. Nobody's really sure if Napoleon Hill was having an imaginary conversation with the devil or actual real conversation with the devil, but regardless, it was real as far as he's concerned, and it's quite revealing as to how he gets the evil one to conform to his questions. So there's a lot to be learned from it. You're going to get a lot out of it. You won't be disappointed. And so my question is, what does God mean to you? What is your interpretation of God? Is he or she a real entity? Is he or she a physical form or a spiritual form? Has God ever spoken to you? These are questions that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, but they're personal experiences. But then again, God is a personal God. He'll come to you in your own way, and that's what's important, because your experience is your experience, and when you've got some history with God, then you've got, it's your story. So I'm sure everybody has it in their own way. Has God ever spoken to you? That's a good one. Has he ever answered one of your prayers that you've actually felt this response? Is it an audio response, or an intuition, or a circumstance, or just an internal feeling? What is it? That's another personal matter that is interesting to hear. Does God answer prayer? Does he actually answer prayer? Does he deny our prayers? And why would he deny our prayers if our prayers are supposed to have a lot of significance and energy and power that can change the metaphysical world? And I'm a strong believer that it does, but it changes us first. I think that's the big key, making sure that we have the ability to see things from a different perspective based on the internal change. Can you bring God into the workplace? Is that something that, in today's day and age, it's frowned upon that people think that you're a crackpot, but how many people actually believe and they pray to God on a daily basis, even at work, while they're driving, while they're behind a computer, before they go into a board meeting, after a board meeting? I'm sure it's there. It's done quietly, but I'm sure that it's there. I'm curious to find out, from you, how many actually people do participate with that kind of understanding. Has God ever created a miracle in your life? Now, that's a really, really good one. We'd like to hear about it, because miracles are things that happen when the unexplained can't explain. He's the God of the impossible. He's the God of the invisible. He works at a supernatural level, not at a natural level, but maybe there's something that you can say that, you might have been cured of a disease or a financial situation, a marital problem. You found the job, lost, one of your loved ones, was lost, was on drug addiction or something or another, that a miracle was created from the amount of prayers that were, that were provided. And do you believe prayer works? I mean, what do we say in prayer? Do we just talk to him? Do we have a formula? Do we have a ritual? Do we have a process? Do we read the gospel? Do we read the Bible? Do we read the Quran? Do we read the Talmud? Do we read, those spiritual things that connect us? I think all religions are good. Even though I'm a Christian, I strongly believe in Jesus Christ and I'm a Catholic, practicing Catholic, but I think they've all got some very strong merits. In fact, I've learned more from some of the other faiths than I have even from my own, and I'm very grateful for that. So I also do believe that people who do have a strong belief system, have a strong foundation deep, they're able to handle situations better. They have a different perspective on life. And so we're putting out this podcast to have this kind of participation coming back. I'd be curious to see exactly what's on your minds, because I want to be educated myself. I think this is a great opportunity and a great venue, to hear from you and to share your thoughts with other people. Again, these are different times than we had prior to COVID. The world has changed. You can see it's changed on a massive scale. It's just too unusual that you could be in another country and people are feeling the same way. What's normal? What is normal to you today? Not what it was before. That's impossible. That's what got us into this trouble in the first place. Today, there's a whole new level of normal. And I don't really believe that it's a bad normal. It's something that we're going to have to evolve and get used to. So anyway, that's the question of the day. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free, again, to respond. Take any one of these questions that we put out there. Give us your thoughts. And again, support the Money Magnet Inspirational Apparel. It's a game changer. It's for people who have a higher gold standard. It's a gold standard we put out there. It's on the jerseys. It's on the tops. I call them jerseys. I've got my coaching days that haven't left me. I've referred to everything, to athletics abilities and having teams. So my apologies for that. Anyway, you can, again, support the Money Magnet movement. It's a great inspirational movement. It's a gold standard based on new beliefs, strong beliefs and disciplines. And the messages are all powerful. And you just never know who you're going to make a difference to that's going to see it. God bless and have an amazing day.